Hello, welcome to this weather update. It's about 9 p.m. on June 28th, 2019, and some really interesting haze in the skies today. As you see here, some of these pictures I've taken, interesting colors, and this is not smoke. I'm going to explain to you that what we actually saw today, some of the really interesting skies, especially towards sunset, they were all due to actual dust from the Sahara. There's dust from Africa that has made its way all the way to North America. I'm going to talk about that a little later, but wow, just absolutely spectacular sunset tonight. Spectacular colors in the sky. I really did hope you enjoyed looking at it, because it really was quite incredible. Alright, so in this weather update, we're first going to talk about the current conditions outside, and it really is not that bad outside at all, actually. But before I do that, we'll take a look at the radar, and you will see that we do have some showers and thunderstorms that did. There was a line of thunderstorms actually that had popped up over Pennsylvania. It looks like they're pretty much weak showers now as they're moving toward the Jersey Shore. Nothing too bad in regards to that. So you see the temperature at Central Park is 82, and it's really not a bad evening out at all. We're going to look at Farmingdale, 77, the dew point 63, so a little humid, but temperatures have dropped off from where they were earlier. It did hit 88 at Farmingdale, not 90 officially, so I think Islip did hit 90, though. I think Islip hit 90, so we're going to check that out right now. Islip 78, dew point 63. It did hit 90 at Islip, so first 90 degree of the year at Islip. And let's take a look at West Hampton as well. 71, dew point 64. And they also managed to hit 90 even at West Hampton, because there really wasn't much of a sea breeze today. Sea breeze didn't kick in until later in the day. Let's take a look at the city here. We'll look at LaGuardia. 85, but the dew point is 56. That's the point. Drier air again over Nassau County. And, of course, our usual favorite hotspot in JCP&L territory, Toms River. And I bring up JCP&L because they had we've been having power problems. All right, so 76 today, 76 degrees at which isn't too bad. Dew point was up to 70 though, so it's a lot more humid there. That's what really makes a difference. And it looks like Toms River got up to 90 again today. So it actually is official heat wave in Toms River, because yeah, it hit 91 on the 26th, 93 on the 27th. And today, the 28th, it hit 90 degrees. So an official heat wave at Toms River, 3 days in a row of 90. The Central Park I don't think has that. We can actually look at Central Park, but I don't think Central Park has that. So see some light rain being reported over at Mount Holly. That's from what's left of those storms. So 82 at Central Park, dew point 57, and 89. So Central Park did not hit 90 today, and it didn't hit 90 yesterday. So just shy of 90. So no heat wave. There's actually hotter in Long Island than Central Park. It's interesting how Central Park is like this little cool spot. So we've talked about this before. Central Park is like a little cool spot in the middle of the city. It's just such a big park, and that's why. So let's take a look at the Wonder map here. And oh yeah, I was talking about JCP&L. Yeah, JCP&L having problems. There are a lot of problems in time. Well, we'll get over to that area. I'll talk about it. So right now, temperatures in the 70s across the island. Temperatures have dropped into the 70s. Not many 80-degree readings left. We have 70s. The city has holding on to the 80s because of the urban heat island, and Toms River also down into the 70s. But what really makes a difference, of course, is the dew point, and not too humid out there right now. We have dew points upper 50s, low 60s. Not terribly humid, but it actually is more humid on the South Shore and the East End. But in the central part of Long Island, North Shore, we have dew points upper 50s to low 60s, which isn't terrible. And in the city, we have dew points also in the 50s and maybe some 60s. But as you go into Jersey, the dew points get a lot worse. We have dew points above 70 in certain areas, especially toward the shore. But if you go inland, it's a little drier, but it's more humid there. And there was a big power outage in the Waretown, Ocean Township area that actually knocked WJRZ off the air. JCP&L, obviously. A lot of power issues. We had some in the Mineola area, too. It didn't go out here, it just blinked, but part of Mineola, about 500 people were without power. Not as big as the power outage than Waretown, though. There were like thousands out over there. And then there was some power issues in the city. I think somebody told me, Flushing, one of my friends told me. Nothing in the news about it, of course. So we'll also look at the Ventu sky. Temperatures low 70s on the South Shore, a little warmer, mid 70s in the middle of the island. And same thing here. And if we look at the dew point, you will see that we have dew points a little higher in Jersey, but nothing really terrible as far as the dew points go. Nothing, like I said, it's not really that bad of a night out at all. Compared to the way it can be in the summer, it really isn't too bad. At least not here. If you go further south, the higher dew points. Yeah, here you go. My friend Andy's randomness is in Delmarva. He's dealing with dew points in the 70s, so that's really that's why I wouldn't want to ever be in Delmarva. That's even worse than Tom's River. Anyway, so as we deal with the forecast going into tomorrow, we're going to have to worry about thunderstorms. And I'm going to talk about some of the haze in the atmosphere, too, that I talked about at the beginning of this video. Talk about where that's coming from. But first, let's look at the thunderstorms and the Cape, because that Cape number is going to, I believe, going up tomorrow. We have a slight risk of severe thunderstorms in our area tomorrow. So if we look around 2 o'clock tomorrow, you will see elevated Cape across our area, across Long Island, across New Jersey, and this could generate some really strong and possibly severe thunderstorms. We're going to have to keep an eye on this. That elevated Cape from right from the afternoon into the evening, there will be elevated Cape. We will go over the models and look at that right now. So we're going to look at that chance for thunderstorms tomorrow, and we're going to actually look at the models that I use for thunderstorm prediction. Generally, will higher resolution than the GFS, obviously. So the NAM was pretty accurate with today. Let's see what it develops for tomorrow. So we stay dry. The NAM starts popping stuff up in the afternoon, late afternoon. You can see this line develops, and it just moves from north to south. And in this configuration, with a line that forms like this, we could wind up seeing some we could see some severe thunderstorms, because again, they're not moving over the city. They're going from north to south. They don't have a chance to weaken, and this could be severe. This could be some severe thunderstorms. We'll have to see what happens, but it seems like the highest risk is going to be Connecticut and on Long Island, according to the NAM. You could see purples, so these storms could be strong. They could be severe. We'll have to keep our eye on it. Right around, I would say, anytime between 5 and 9 p.m. is when this line could move through. And then after that moves away, we see an improvement for Sunday, but still a slight chance of showers as we go into Sunday. That's one model when it comes to the precipitation. I want to look at a couple here. We are going to next look at the RGM model as well. And this is a lower resolution model. So we see the same kind of development of the showers and thunderstorms. And it does keep the worst of it over Connecticut, but Long Island could be impacted again, because you see that movement north to south or northwest to southeast. That's usually a direction when we have storms moving in that direction. They usually can be severe, and we'll have to keep our eye on that. And then another risk for some showers, possibly. Some of the models are indicating that Sunday afternoon, just due to some instability. We will look now at the HDRPS model. All right, and see how that does. So the HDRPS, we back it up, we go into tomorrow, and you can see this just angry line, look a really severe line of thunderstorms moving through. It depends where the storms hit. It's hit or miss. The models can't say exactly where they're going to happen, but we know that the potential is there with the elevated Cape, with this front moving in, that the conditions are favorable for development of thunderstorms, probably strong thunderstorms, and maybe some severe thunderstorms as well. And then that other batch moves in later on Sunday. So we'll go right back to the GFS, and we'll look at the temperatures, we'll look at the dew points, and show you what tomorrow is going to be like. So tomorrow, temperatures probably not a little cooler than today. We're going to have more of a southerly flow, so probably not 90 on Long Island, but Jersey will still deal with 90s. And then Sunday, temperatures drop back quite a bit, only upper 70s, low 80s, and then we recover into the mid 80s on Monday, July 1st. All right, I'm only going to go up to Monday because we have a lot going on tonight. I'm not going to really go into the long range here. So let's look at the dew points on the GFS and see what we have coming. So you see the dew point's going to be a lot higher tomorrow. We have a southwest wind, be a little stronger, more energy in the atmosphere. That is going to provide the fuel for these thunderstorms. And then we have this front moving through. So still stays humid into tomorrow night, and then as that front passes, we see the dew point slowly start to go down during Sunday. But we have residual moisture. We have a little disturbance in the atmosphere. It might touch off some showers and thunderstorms on Sunday afternoon, and then that moves away, and then we get into some much drier air on Monday. Dew points only in the low 50s, and winds right out of the north. So that will be nice. But the question is, will the sky be clear? That is the question. So that'll be the next thing we're going to look at here, is the sky conditions. So here's Saturday, plenty of clouds, obviously. There's that line moving through. And then Sunday, we start off with some sunshine, and then those clouds might build. GFS is a lot less on the clouds and the showers. So we'll have to see if that materializes or not. And then for Monday, we should have a lot more sunshine and hopefully some more clear skies across our area. All right, I will look at the NAM as well in regards to the cloud cover. So we'll back up, look at the cloud cover for, we know we're going to have plenty of clouds tomorrow. There's that line moving through there. And then Sunday, NAM is saying we're going to probably have a lot of clouds developing, but less cloudiness on Monday. So it only goes out to 060 Monday, July 1st. And Monday, of course, is the first day of July. So let's look at the satellite image. And you'll see those thunderstorms popping up here. And you'll also see a little bit of haze around that is not smoke, believe it or not. Not smoke this time. I'll explain to you where it's coming from in a minute. So here's the high-resolution satellite image for our area from the MODIS satellite. You can see there's no smoke. The smoke is... There actually isn't much smoke over here at all up in Canada. So there's not much smoke right now. The smoke has died down a lot, which is some good news. But what's not good news is we have this ice melting, which you can also see. So we don't have as much smoke. It's not smoke what's happening. What we're seeing, actually, if we look at the high-resolution satellite, let me change this a little bit here. What we're seeing, and you can see a little bit here, again, not smoke. What we're seeing is not smoke. What it is it's actually dust from the Sahara. You can sort of see it on this satellite. This dust blows across and winds its way into the tropics, and because we have a ridge here, that dust is now coming up the eastern seaboard. If we look at this, which is from earthnullschool.net, you could see this is a map of dust in the atmosphere. You can see the dust, this dust coming, reaching out, going across the tropics, and then across the eastern part of the country. You can see it's not terribly thick, but it's enough to affect the way the sky looks, and it does not seem to be having the same kind of impacts on your the air quality that the smoke does. This isn't as bad as the smoke, and a lot of it is also high up in the atmosphere. I don't think it's at the surface, so that is important to note. So again, that's what we're dealing with. So that's probably dust from the Sahara coming all the way up into our area, which is kind of interesting. We're going to actually look at some temperatures right now, just across the area, across the country here, and you will see. Let me change this to Fahrenheit. Pretty hot up here in the upper. This is like the upper Midwest. They're getting some pretty bad heat, and it's coming right out of Texas. So temperatures well into the 90s. As well, out even way up, and here's the thing: the heat is just going all the way up into the Dakotas almost. Well, no, that's not too bad. It's 78 over there, but it's warm. It's warm. It shouldn't be that warm over there. And in Alaska, you have this warmth too, where it's look at that, 87.8 in Fairbanks. That's not normal. That's not normal at all. So this is what we're dealing with, and of course you have the heat in Europe. That's coming from Africa. The heat is coming, and again, it's all due to the jet stream patterns being affected by climate change. And there was a very good video. I'll card it that I watched. The American media, they don't want to talk about it, but you watch the media from Europe, Canada, Canada, Europe, and Australia. This one particular one was from Australia. And they spoke about climate change and how the sea levels are rising. And it was really good story to watch. So I want to show you what it's like in Flagstaff right now. 81, and the dew point is 34. But last night, something happened with the dew points that was absolutely insane in Flagstaff. I mean, it's bone dry. Look at what happened last night. Last evening, right around 6 o'clock, air temperature was 75. The dew point was 2 degrees, and the humidity was 6%. That might be a little too dry. All right, that'll just dry your lungs and throat out when it's that dry. So that's really bone dry. That's the opposite end of the spectrum when it comes to the dew points. That is really low. So I figured I'd share that with you because that's pretty crazy. It's very dry there. It's very, very dry. So that's the other end of it. You can have too humid, but you can also have too dry. So that does wrap up this weather update. I will keep my eye on the slight risk of severe thunderstorms. Here is the release from the Weather Service. We can look at this, I guess. So severe thunderstorms are possible Saturday. We are being put in a slight number 2 risk for thunderstorms from the Severe Storm Outlook Center. Severe thunderstorms are possible. Damaging winds will be the primary threat, but hail is also possible. And this threat is across the entire tri-state area. Mid-afternoon through early evening, the best chance of storms at this time is in the lower Hudson Valley and interior Connecticut from 2 to 5 p.m., northeast New Jersey and coastal Connecticut 4 to 7 p.m., and Long Island, as I said, 5 to 8 p.m. Monitor the weather, keep an eye on the radar. Again, we are in only the slight, so it won't be a terrible risk tomorrow, but it'll be enough that we've got to worry. All right, so scattered severe thunderstorms are possible. All right, and there could even be the chance of a tornado. On the outside chance there might be a tornado. So I'll have to keep our eye on it. Keep your eye on the radars tomorrow. Pay attention, and I'll keep you posted on what happens. Anyway, that does wrap up this weather update. Take care, and thank you for watching.